Very good, very good. Very good. Wonderful. Okay. Good, good, good. Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today here at Monte Sahaja. And also would like to say big welcome to all the friends around the world who are joining us through the internet today also, so they could be here. And we are very, very much happy that so many people are not able to come physically here at the moment, but they can join us like this on the internet. So big, big hearts welcome to everybody. And also to the friends who are sitting outside now. Very good. Are we outside there? Different rooms, one space. And good like that. Okay, very good. Very good. Well, I feel very good about today. Summary, I don't know what it is about now. Of course, if you bring your questions, I'm very happy if they are particularly steered towards waking up or understanding what that is meaning. And not so much like domestic questions or so, but as though we are brought together today to make absolutely the greatest discovery you can make as a human being. I come like that, you see, to come together as though this was the only real chance you had now to find the most important discovery of your life. What I say, and if you discover, I think you will also agree. I have not discovered anything that is as liberating, as full, as complete, as joyful as what I'm discovering about myself today. To come like this would be very good. And then we are having a delightful time together. You see. So, that's enough from me. You coming? Come. Say something. Yeah.
Other day you talk about to to searching for the truth. It's like a state of to be in love, that we don't need any reminder. We can remember it always.
Once it has triggered that, once you have been touched, you see, first you must fall in love, and then you will not forget it. But you cannot remember it if it hasn't awakened inside your heart. So that thing must happen, isn't it? If you, through whatever guidance you say you're searching for that, you're searching for truth or yourself. And when you have found something, you don't have to even say with your mind. It's already showing on you. Have you seen someone who is in love? Isn't it? It's plastered all over them. It's plastered all over their face. Something they cannot hide. They are radiant, isn't it? And as I said before, nobody has to remind you to remember your beloved when you're in love. Isn't it? And for most part, this is a love that one day may go. Is there a love that at no time can go? Can it really exist? Such a love, such a profound discovery. That's what makes it profound, in fact. Everything else will go. And even if you have lived only a few years, we already witness that many things go. Even children sometimes, you see, they've not lived long enough to have this experience. But maybe they lose their pet, goldfish or something. They say, oh, my goldfish, what happened? What happened? My goldfish is not moving anymore. And then mommy has to explain, where has goldfish gone? And she herself doesn't know. Yeah? So even children, we have seen, everybody have seen that things pass. Your feelings pass. Your thoughts, they pass. Memory is also fading. Memory for most people has been a sort of a treasury of who we are and what we have done. But at a certain point, even memory might be failing also. Some people even admit, my memory is not as good as it used to be. So also that will fade, you see. Whatever comes, goes. Has anything ever come and stayed? Even this body, this is not the body that your mother gave birth to. It's simply been unfolding like this, isn't it? So everything is passing, so something is not passing. From where it is noticed that other things are passing. You remember your question? I can't actually. What was your question? You reminded me, no? That I spoke about it. Like falling in love, and nobody has to remind you of your beloved, and that there must be something like that in discovering the truth. There must be something that's triggered inside you that no one has to remind you to look for that, because it is as though you're touched so deeply. Nothing else in the world has touched you in this way. Something deeper than ancient. Something timeless that's inexplicable to you. Nobody can explain. But once you are touched in this way, you go on a little, you're like your life is set on fire in some way. And there's a hunger growing inside you to complete, to know more, to find out more, to go all the way. Have you felt anything like that? Well, you better start now. There must be something, isn't it? What would be a human life worth if you only came here, acquired things which are perishable? And this body also is perishable. Thoughts also you cannot hold, they change. Feelings change, belief change, emotions change, memory change. time, everything is changed. Is there anything in the human kingdom that is unchanging and is beautiful? Because we put so much energy, isn't it? We are driven, compelled by some unseen power to be searching, to acquire, to move, to reach, to desire, to attain. What? What will you attain? What is the sum total of your aspirations and your efforts? Have you found anything that you can keep forever? Including yourself, the present idea you have of who you are. So this is the importance of my question. I've brought it up to bring it out so we can look together. I'm not asking you believe, no. I'm asking you, please look. We're intelligent enough to look. Then you can say, have you found anything that will be yours forever? Or you forever? Or a joy that will be not lost? A happiness that will not flee? A beauty that will not change? A peace that will never go away? Have you found anything like that? So if you haven't, I'm here to help you to find it if you have not yet found it. And if that urge is inside you to find that. Because if the urge is there, something has put that urge there. And the one that has put the urge in you also must satisfy it. So what could be in the way?
I experience it as a selfishness that is in the way.
Selfishness, okay.
What
is selfishness?
Expectation I have it towards you.
What expectation you have towards me?
To express the love in a certain way that I know. And part of me, it's aware about it. It's just my expectation.
Yes.
But that's because I was thinking I love you because you.
Say.
It's two part. It's look like talking at the same time. The last 10 days I've been here, I never actually felt so much be loved in any action you do, or even when you were very sick, but you were all the time around and check it out. And I see that and I know that at the same time I have this expectation that no, it's not even that.
If you're going to drop it now completely or finish it off. Don't put pause. If you have something that you must say it now or drop it completely, but don't save it for later. So we can move on from that. Don't postpone. Because then the seeming obstacle will be postponed and it will live for another day. You use the word expectation. It's a very powerful word and unique in the human kingdom. We expect something. You use the word selfish. It's combined. It is connected somehow. Selfishness, because it is said, traditionally that the opposite of love, they say, is hate. But it can be found that perhaps the opposite of love is selfishness, meaning that you care only about your personal self. You put that in front of everything, including God itself. We say, may your will be done, but secretly you're thinking, may my will be done. But we don't have the courage or the honesty to admit this. So this selfishness, which is to be focused upon our egoic conditioned identity, in fact, does not promote life in you. In fact, it contracts your being. It makes you guarded and suspicious and judgmental, you see, because it cannot be fulfilled, it cannot be satisfied. It has no future, actually. You see, this form of selfishness. Selfishness should really mean to be really concerned about the self, to be focused only upon the self, not the personal self, though. The impersonal, the universal self, because the personal self somehow emanates from the impersonal. Maybe that should be what it means, selfishness. But I think I'm wrong about it. Like we use the word self-centered. Is the people say, but she's very self-centered. And it's a negative term. It means to be centered in your ego. But really self-centered should mean centered in the self, in the true. Just I say this. So when you speak like that, I have to push a little bit in expectations also. Expecting even the least thing from anyone is a burden to them. Why you should expect anything? And it is very difficult to avoid. Once we pick up identity and somehow we embrace our identity and conditioned identity, it is very difficult to avoid expecting things in life. But expecting things is a kind of arrogance. Who are you to expect things to go a certain way? Particularly in regards to other people, other beings, that they should somehow fulfill your projections. You see, that is expecting. We can use it in a softer way. We can say that, of course, sometimes I say also, I expect something from you. Oh my God, what does Mooji expect? I expect you to get it. I expect you, it's not so heavy actually, but in fact, I say if you come here, you have full attention. If your search is for the true, I don't want to redirect your inquiries somewhere else. I said it can be met here, it can be resolved here. You see, that if your search is for what is true, then I don't turn you away. Where is the truth? Somewhere else? A better place than here? A better moment than now? You see? But when you speak about expectation, I see that it is a kind of trap. That it somehow projects something towards other beings, and it hurts them and it hurts you also. Because it's not a freedom, you see? So the thing is, I can't tell you just stop it, because this has been a slowly developing tendency. And to change that takes tremendous energy to change it. So what can we do about it? What can we do about it? I'm going to tell you. Don't put so much importance on that right now. You see? Because the tendency belongs to the ego, not the pure self. And I'm only here to point you to the pure self. I also say sometimes, you must be the cow that jumped over the moon. It's a silly thing to say. But the real meaning behind it is that you have to jump completely out of this moon mind. If you stay only in the boundaries of our conditioning, then it's like you don't really go beyond your conditioning. But inside you, I say this is a mortal body, but the immortal is inside it. And it does not admit to any boundaries. So who is saying, I'm bound and I want to be free? Whose voice is this? You see, they say, well, it's mine. I say, okay, introduce yourself. Who are you? How many tenants are in this body? How many beings are living in this body? How many people's house is in this body? You and God? Which room is yours and which one is God? Where in here do you live? You see. So we are going to find these things out. Sometimes just as a very unexpected illumination may come, and you may simply just feel and experience the answer rather than think it. Not encouraging you to use your mind and think and think and think. Thinking and thinking is mostly imagining and imagining. You understand? Many times when we are thinking about it, you're only imagining and speculating. Many times you sit like you're meditating and actually you're really just sleeping. And dreaming and shopping in your head. Isn't it? Let's go deep now. Come.
The message for the Christmas day was for me, if you want to be on the feet of the Master, you have to be empty. I want to be empty. Sometimes it smells like the pig food in the kitchen. And sometimes even physically I can smell it. It's very funny.
What smell like pig food? Because you're working in the kitchen and we are eating. Are you making pig food? I just want to be clear, because...
well, somebody told me pig, they love it. But
the pigs love it.
Yes.
Yeah, but we are not pigs.
No.
No, okay. You do know the difference, of course, I'm sure.
It's a leftover food that we don't eat it anymore.
I see. So what were you saying about it?
That is this selfishness or ego part. It's
yes.
That it's feeling that preventing me to be empty. It's like that. It's smelly like that.
I see. Actually, in truth, nothing prevents you from being empty. Nothing. Only what you believe. What you believe. You see, if you feel, it's my personality stops me from realizing the truth, it's not a truth. But if you believe it, you will believe it into existence for you. And it will seem, now I have to remove my bad personality. And then so you put a condition where none actually exist. Truth is not an outcome of your actions. The truth cannot be practiced, it can only be discovered. Because it is always perfect. The truth is not an activity, it's not a doing. It is the being itself. And this is something I'm very happy to say, because I know that if you get it immediately, something will begin to relax in you. Something can just exhale all that tension. Because if you have to become a very good person before you can awaken to the truth, because the truth is beyond good or bad person. But these things are not sufficiently presented to us. you're not going to be so good that you're going to become true. And no one is so bad that they are blocked from being the true. It is beyond the realm of duality and opposites, but not beyond in terms of distance, but beyond in terms of subtlety. And all of this is within you already. Look, I have this fan here. Look, I can show you. This thing here is one thing, no? This is one thing. I used this example before. This is a fan. We call it a fan. So this is one totality. If I extend it like this, the first extension, if we use this is the absolute. Let's say that this is the absolute representing a metaphor now. I open it a little bit, and then somehow it expresses as the feeling I am, the consciousness I am. More extend, then I am the body. Full extension, the whole world, like this. Whether it is extended like this or like this, it's still one fun. But it's only effective here. You have to be in all of life to experience the full diversity and the possibilities in life. You cannot experience every single thing. You cannot experience, and there's no need to experience every single thing. In this life, there are some things that you have to work through. For in everybody, some things that belongs to this life, and this body was born to work through certain things, to evolve. If you want to use the evolutionary expression of consciousness, to evolve, to become more and more pure in your journey towards the totality, you can say. But if you come to know, actually, yourself as you really are, as pure awareness itself, then you have completed all lives. Some say for uncountable lifetimes we have been in the cycle of changes, in the evolutionary path of evolving. And the evolution of consciousness is towards the absolute, total emptiness, but not an abstract emptiness, an emptiness which is like fullness at the same time. I don't want to merely talk about these things. I'm passing a bit of time now for you. Because what I'm saying in words, you must experience inside your heart. So the moment I'm speaking, so maybe by recognizing some stuff, some space will come there. Because you need to have some inner space. If you have no inner space, then you cannot be receptive. You see? But always there will be some space. If the truth in this way that I've presented it, if this is what you are searching for, I don't have a lot of instructions to give you, because you won't need a lot of instructions. If you are searching with your mind loves instructions. It loves a job. It wants to do many things, a lot of spiritual gymnastics it will want to do, because it wants to feel that it achieved them. But if there is a sincere search or urge for what is real, then there's not a lot of things you need to know. In some beings, little, like this, and quickly, all your delusions can be dispelled. But if you have a strong personal identity, it will take longer. Because your identity will put up a lot of resistance. Because it wants to survive. And it cannot survive as the landlord in this house. The truth will somehow evict this false tenant. You see. Speak on. You have to go on fire very quickly. But the fire is there, but if the wood has been soaking in water for a while, we have to take him out, leave him in the sun for a little bit. But this sun must also be hot. When you're ready, when you put in the fire, boom. We don't need a fan to fan you. You'll be already, boom. Some people, they're like gunpowder. You put them in, it's finished. Others like wet wood. The potential of all is the same, but the capacity is not necessarily the same. Capacity means how much you can take at one moment. And how much you can take, how much you can assimilate, will depend upon the strength of your personal identity. If there's personal identity, it will be a little bit difficult, because lots of struggle. Something is always fighting to stay in the field of time, and something is open to the timeless, but something struggles. You see, and this struggling creates time. There's a space within you which does not belong to time. Space within you that does not belong to time. I kept saying no. The time itself says, everything that you can see belongs to me. Every experience, every object, every thought, every feeling, every body, I eat them. Time say like that. But one thing I cannot eat. The awareness in which I myself am perceived. So the wise, they sought awareness to discover what is this awareness that they speak about that escapes time. In fact, awareness does not escape time. It has no fear of time. Time is merely concept. Am I speaking with the right group or what?
Is it helpful I talk about my experience since I'm here? Or
If you can be
just
quick. You can be quick.
Yeah, it's my attention is a lot out. I'm much focused on the people, watching them.
Okay, let's start your inquiry right there. Your attention is out, but something is aware of your attention. Something is aware of your attention being out. Where is the location of that? Something is aware of both out and in. Where is the location of that? You are paying attention because somebody asked also, should I not follow thoughts at all? I say generally my answer will be yes, don't do it. But today I'm going to tell you, if you follow the thoughts going outward, they will take you to the thought object, to the sense object. and they will fragment your attention. Follow the thought back to where it's coming from. If you want to follow thought, follow where he's coming from. Where did he arise from, this thought? And you'll find a great discovery. But if you go where the thought is pointing to, it will take you into confusion, take you into diversity. You're back into the jungle again. Your attention, you say, is going out. The mind is shopping through the senses, purchasing all kind of sense objects, which is of no value in your search for truth. At least be aware of this. That's no panic. Because once you are aware, that is itself a tremendous power. Once you can observe, but okay, I can see this, then very quickly you will come to know something which is stationary inside you, something which is still. But the habit is that you keep looking at the things where your attention is jumping. And your attention is one of your great powers. Because whatever attention goes to, you're registering this is my experience. But now I am pointing you to that which watches attention itself. So as I say this, you can check immediately. Where is that? What is that? The attention is going to this thing, and then to that thing. And then your mouth is following and saying where the attention is going. Now my attention is going to all the people out there, and it's going out to the pigs. You see, now it's going to shopping here. No, so I said, oh yeah, look, we know the story, okay? But what is aware of attention? I don't want the answer. Just hold the question for a moment. There's a light in the question. First of all, you're aware that the attention is jumping. So don't identify with this jumping. The important thing to not miss is that you are aware of that, so you cannot be that. Do you follow or not? It's a common sense thing. So after this is over, another actor is going to come on the stage, and you're going to be aware of that one also. And none of these actors are you. But you have been identifying with them for a long time. That has been a habit, and now it's a reflex. As soon as they come, you think, oh, I'm looking at this thing, and my mind is reporting again what your mind is doing. And so you develop the relationship with that type of psychological mind. But these things are nothing in themselves, nothing at all. Look how much time you waste. Oh, my mind keep looking at other people, what they're doing. And even this you cannot be sure. The mind is looking, not only is it looking and not seeing what actually is there, it's looking and projecting and judging what is there. Well, I can tell you, stop that habit and keep quiet. But I'm going beyond even this advice to you. Who is looking at all of that with interest? Who is looking at the attention jumping about? Is it interested in the attention? Do you follow what that is? It should bring you not to an object. My words should not bring you to an object. The mind wants to take you to an object. I am bringing you to the subject. The object can be seen. Can the subject be seen? Something is capable of seeing itself. It has no name. And everything I'm saying to you now is alive now. It's not don't put it in the fridge for later. Everything as I'm speaking is only pointing to what is already so. Your place is to check internally and to confirm, is it true or not true? This.
It is true.
Yes. Because the mind makes things up. I am not making anything up. I'm pointing only to the thing which is not made up. Which life after life we have overlooked. Perhaps this life you'll get it. This is what the sages have discovered, which put an end to all sorrows, all fear, that introduced them again to their own timelessness. But there is a force also operating within us, that is dedicated, it seems, to keep your attention only upon what is perishable, day-to-day things, and magnify them as though they have an importance in themselves, which they do not have. It is okay, of course, you must take care of your children, you will do your job, whatever these things must be. But is this the highlight of your life? Must these things be on the front page of consciousness? I got a new car. I'm redecorating my house. You came in this world for this? By all means do. Enjoy. But if you have not as yet met the beloved inside your heart, your life cannot be called auspicious, not yet. Of course, there are innumerable toys to play with, and we like them for a while. But in the end, they will not be there with you. The archaeologists have opened tombs of ancient beings, no? Great kings and emperors find their bodies, and they put in those tombs, they put money, they put food, they put nice clothes, they put even mirrors, so that in the next life they could use the mirrors to brush their hair and to do things. The archaeologists have digged them up, the mirrors are still there. The food is untouched, the money unspent. It's of no use to you. You are not the one in that tomb. If we don't discover these things, your very life itself is a tomb. I have to speak like this, you know why? Because you are the perfect existence, awaiting to be recognized. And yet we can pass our days as if we are only here to search for peanuts. I'm proud of our findings also. Swami Peanut Ji. That is it. So before you go back, say something, tell me something.
I feel relaxed and expansion in the chest.
Don't be satisfied with that. It is good, but don't be satisfied with that. Relief is fine, but you should find release, not just relief. Release means release from all delusions, you see. Okay. Thank you for now. Come. We have some space. If anyone, you can sit there. Somebody more comfortable over there, if you feel like that. Okay, please go ahead.
There's so much going on.
There's so much going on.
But my question is, this thing about the heart, you speak of the empty heart, and could you tell me, could you sit my when last time when you embraced me, I have seen there was no you, no me, no death, no time. But it was not what I expected to see, so
What was more important? What you found or what you expected to
don't
see
know.
and didn't see?
It was immediate, the seeing was immediate, yet I don't know what maybe I didn't know. I don't know. Then still it seems not to be enough, and that's why my question comes to this of the heart you speak about, and it's not enough to see in that way. My feeling is it has to be seen from the heart. This is what I'm feeling, and
What does it mean? You had an insight, but it was not in the heart.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
But why?
I don't know, because it was not. There was great deep peace. I never felt like that, but it was just very, very, very. And for my feeling, it's not enough, or something seems to be missing. At least I don't know. It's not that I'm not satisfied or not in that way. Meeting you, I'm trying every way to escape somehow. But nothing works. And last time I just sneaked out from here before you went away. And then I noticed I couldn't leave you. I was everything, my whole way back in the car. It remained so clear, but you see, this thing about love, I don't know. And this not knowing, this not recognizing, maybe profoundly, it's so painful.
You have to not bring your head to things or bring things to your head.
But there was something, Muji, there was something, because then with this Christmas satsangs, I followed you, and I was all the time with that. And this pain became so much in the heart that I didn't know what to do with it anymore. It was not pain about things, it was just, well, maybe the best word to say is sorrow. And I know a part of this is also not recognizing the self. In this way, I found it make me rethink of the story about Judas and the depth of this. And okay, then I surrendered to this pain because I didn't know what to do anymore about this. And two things went like that, and it just disappeared.
The pain disappeared.
Well, there was seeing of it, but maybe the pain and the one suffering this pain both went into the drain. It was a good thing to see. And I think, well, is this all about the heart, where everything goes in and disappears like that? Or am I just again? No, I don't think so. It's
You
like
become nothing. When you are something, you have a lot of things, a lot of somethings around you. A lot of things you think, did it, so must be a bit more, maybe like this. Should I come and I'm almost there? And this is something. But all this you see, all of that you are seeing, the subtle and the gross feelings, they are seen. And I point back only to you, from where the seeing is emerging itself. Even the seeing of that itself is perceived. Go and be there now, like that. And tell me what is your report. Because the things you speak about, they will continue to be another chapter, another paragraph, and so on. Yes, yeah.
because my feeling was, as long as you can, anything comes into the heart. But maybe I'm imagining. That's why it felt like it works. It feels like, for instance, coming here, again, great fear and all this stuff that might, anyway. And I gave it like nourishments to the heart. It's like, or you could say, I put it at your feet. For me, it's the same thing. And it's no more there, Muji. It's no more there. It's not that.
What is no more there?
This fear, but I think what I found is both. It's the same, the one who has fear and the fear itself. So this is one thing altogether, which goes.
So the one who has the fear and the fear itself, same thing. And they are both phenomenal now, meaning that something perceives them. Okay? So we don't want to talk any further about that.
No, but I want to know if I'm right, or that's just.
Well, I'm going to show you. Let's look.
Yeah.
So the one who is afraid and the fear itself, they are both phenomenal. Something is perceiving them. So we don't have to, we can leave that now, because the conclusion is understood that they are both perceived. Okay? And if some other thing comes, that is also perceived. And if 3 or 4 things come, that's also perceived. And if they go, that is perceived. Let's be in the perceiving place, which is also able to perceive what is phenomenal and non-phenomenal. You see? But it is not invested in any particular sensation. It doesn't want, it's not looking for experience. It just these things show up in it now. But it itself has no desire. It has no religion. It has no belief. It's neither male nor female.
But then my question is again, where comes the heart in?
Forget about heart.
But why you speak all the time of this thing?
But when you speak of heart, it sounds confusion for me. That's why I say you forget about it. When someone comes and speak about heart in a clear way, I say, okay, good, you stay in the heart. But when you speak about confusion, I say, oh my God, what are you talking? Is it this like this? And then I say, so you forget about heart. And you forget about everything. In fact, it is the most kind remark I can give you right now. Forget about everything, all these labels, heart and mind and glimpses, and forget about everything. This is more instant, in fact. I do it now also, so that I can watch you. Don't touch any intention at all, or any summarization or speculation. Don't touch anything at all. You see. But there may be an urge inside that's a kind of restlessness that just always has to touch something. And because I'm saying don't touch anything, maybe this restlessness, I say, okay, you're aware of this frustration to not touch, but that's also not you. Yeah, but well, what about this? Okay, touch that, but don't touch it.
Just, you can rest like this? Like this?
This is rest, but not I am resting, I am here.
No, okay. Just rest like this? In nothing at all?
Yes. I am that. I speak from that to that. There is nothing here being kept. I'm not practicing any particular sadhana. I don't have to remember, oh, yeah, I'm not this. It is the most natural, and it is natural. I've proven it, and I'm proving it on your behalf, but you have to also prove it in yourself. My presence is enough. Your presence is enough. The activity is only an illusion God gives you to give you the sense of doing something, because you cannot bear the sense of not doing something. Okay? But God is not incapable of taking care of His universe. Nobody has a disabled God. Oh, I need you to move to save the planet. No, you just have the sense that you can participate to do something, not because it's needed, but while we're in the stage of ignorance, we feel we have to have something to do, and the best thing is to save the planet or something, which we are wrecking in the same place. It's just like that. So try for a moment to be nothing. If you can say like this, even to try to be nothing you cannot do, because your mind is trying to be nothing. You see? But I'm pointing even beyond the effort to be nothing. There is that which is itself. It's not up to any tricks. It's not trying to do nothing. It simply is that empty space there. It doesn't sound attractive to the conditioned mind, which is an accomplishing mind. It wants to accomplish. And so it feels highly disappointed. You mean at the end of the day, I am not contributing anything to this universe? Well, no, not particularly. That you particularly is needed for the universe. It's just God gives you a little play to do. I would say like this. And you, then what actually are you? Well, you are that itself, the pure self, playing for a while the game of time and change. Playing for a while a game called How Can I Find Myself? That's the name of the game. We all have to play this game. We believe it and play it, consciously or unconsciously. But I want you to try, because maybe something is resisting to just let that total seeing happen. It feels too costly. If I just let go into my total emptiness, because we all have a sense that to let go of my control, because we're all a bit control freaks. Like somehow if I let go, the universe will collapse or something. I let go, I'll end up being on the street begging for bread or something. We have a lot of bogeyman fears about life. You see? something invites you to relax a little bit. If it finds a sense of letting go too strong, then I can ask you, why are you holding on, and to what? What is this thing of letting go? It's only a sensation. It's amplified, exaggerated by the mind, in fact. Then your senses are set free. They don't have a tyrant for a boss. Then you perceive naturally, intuitively, spontaneously. You're one with the unfolding stream of the play called life. Your existence is unburdened, pure, lighter than a feather. The sense of a person is a very heavy form of consciousness. It is consciousness also, but it's very heavy, very pressured, very burdened. The same consciousness relaxes into its higher nature and is at total peace and joy. Knowledge and wisdom will bring you contentment and peace. But for bliss, you have to be devoted. The Master's grace, the grace of God alone, will release bliss. And generally, the jnanis are not in bliss in that way. The devotee experience bliss. Jnani experience tremendous peace and contentment. And an unstirred joy. But bliss comes to the devotee whose heart is full with the love of God.
Is it not so?
Hmm?
Is this not so?
What?
The heart full. The heart
Speak
full.
in the microphone.
The
What?
heart is full of the love for God.
Yes. When your heart is full of the love of God, your questions perish right there. You don't have appetite for anything your mind wants, because nothing can satisfy you more than the presence and the love of God. It will burn every question, every doubt, every fear. This is why I say the quick way. I can give you the long way or the quick way. Long way, continue trying and try to be better, give up the way of selfishness, meditate, concentrate upon the sense I am. All this is a good way, long way. But the now way, is I point you directly, you see. You are the one to whom your life reports. Everything that appears in your life has somehow gained your permission somehow. You're the seer of all things. You are, even now. Whatever comes, it is you who say it is good or not good. Who are you who is making these judgments? That is not the ultimate. The ultimate makes no judgment. But you can begin at the place where you are the observer, the sense of observing your life. When you observe, naturally a distance comes in and a field of detachment. When the detachment is felt, the sense of presence begins to expand. When presence is there, peace is there, the joy is there, the light is there. The fear goes, anxiety go, troubles go. mind becomes quiet, like a quiet ocean. But even if the waves climb and are flashing about, the heart is untroubled. It will bring peace to a stormy ocean, rest to a tired soul. You can begin it today also. I use the word begin. It has already started. You're very coming here also. The great poet saint Rumi, he says what? The one who brought me here must take me home. Who brought you here? Who brought you here to this life? Who chose which parents would open the door to existence for you? Who decided which country you'd be born and in what kind of body? It knows what is best for you. It takes away your earthly identity and replaces it with divinity. You don't have to go somewhere else. Everything will unfold out of your own being. As much as you are available in some way, to that extent the unfolding will come. We are far too busy, obsessed with our own personal life. It's a small thing. But if you only cling to your personal identity, it will seem like it is a universe. You will say, but I mean, beyond my life that I know, there's nothing, I don't know anything. It's only when you're coming out of that small place, you start to see that it's only a bubble in an infinite ocean. And that you are yourself for that ocean. I don't want to speak about these things and leave them in speech. I want you to bring your heart into this and to experience it. Because life is experience, not mere thought. Thought itself is not sufficient, not adequate as experience. Thought has to be baptized in your own heart. It has to come alive for you. Experience is everything. But that which perceives experiencing, that is beyond all. Sometimes we say we want the truth, but you want it on your own terms, according to our limited conditioning. And life is not here to satisfy your projection. It calls you to a higher step. Then something begins to complain and to find excuses and avoidances. It says, why are you settling for such a small thing when all of this is you and yours? But something, oh yeah, but I just always wanted this. And we are like that. Can be.
Maybe I don't feel this like this. What you say like I don't feel this now.
Okay.
I don't feel it is like this. What you say?
Okay.
Not now. Not now for me.
Yes. What do you feel now? Because I have opened up the conversation to as many as can understand.
I know.
Waiting for you. I want you to catch fire, so you catch fire then. Tell me something. What is it for you?
You say
Even greater than trying to remember what I say is to forget everything. I am not joking. Yes. Yes, then do. Just learn to drop things, leave it. Because we're still in the feeling that your mind has got, you got a lot of value you give to your thinking. Put a lot of value, I went to university, I got a good mind. Huh? And, God gave me a mind to use. The greatest use of the mind is to bring it into your heart. Now I use the word heart with you. Don't depend on it. Don't rely on it now. It is good for practical things, but it has no service to you in its psychological expression. Now you leave everything. It cannot help you to find you. So if for one moment you can leave the urge to go and to use the mind as a kind of reference or your personal Google or whatever it is, just leave it aside. Leave it. And leave everything that you can perceive, every invitation.
Seeing what happened, seeing what happened, where has it happened?
You don't need to know that.
Yes, because...
Why
because
is
you
it not
say,
here
oh,
now?
see, understanding or just seeing is not enough. So I say, okay, it has to be somehow incarnated. It has to be something. Your prayer is like you speak of the Father, you speak of the Mother.
Yes.
This it is all. It's. So how can I stay when I?
Yes. I am beyond mother and father. If you understand what I mean. I'm not going to put in front of you any concept at all. Anything to say, yes, I must remember this thing now. There's a space in you that does not have other in it. It's beyond even the notion of I. And it is the most natural. It is the most natural. It is unborn, uncreated. You don't even need imagination because it is distanceless. Just your intuitiveness must be alive, awake to this. If you bring your mind to it, your mind just somehow becomes a curtain in front of it. Then I tell you, but you are the witness of the curtain. And what is hidden behind any curtain, also, you are beyond this. Something must be alive inside enough to comprehend these words in their subtlety. Don't keep searching for images to fit around your concepts. I will burn every one of them. They can all be burnt. But not by everybody. While you have the notion of yourself as a person, you will retain your form and the form of your own concepts. But for some this is possible. In fact, I don't have to burn anything at all, because nothing troubles me like that. I am all of it, and I'm also beyond it. What I'm saying here, you can also say, but not prematurely. I'm showing you the way into your own being, into your own self. And it is immediate, it is here. It won't come to you, because it is not limited so as to come from one place to another. It is everywhere present. It is timeless. So I don't need to tell you by next week, because that is time. So what I say to you is direct, if you have the mind for it. Yesterday I was saying to you, I don't want to talk about the truth. I don't want to talk about. Like if I'm talk about you, it's because you're not here. If you're here, I don't need to talk about you. You're here. So I don't want to talk about the truth, because truth is here. It is the only thing really here. Everything is only a visitor. Everything else is only a tourist here. Only momentary. The truth cannot come and it cannot go. That is what I call the eternal, the timeless, the unchanging, discovering which a human being goes from death to life, always. Don't waste time trying to justify your mind. No, I am speaking to anybody who can hear me. Don't try to explain your life, because you don't know. It's better you don't have a life. I don't have a life. I don't have a future. I don't claim these things. Therefore, I am happy. I don't have to wait to be happy. I don't have to wait to be free. Those notions have perished in me, because they were not told to me by God. They were told to me only by man. A part of our being is created and creative, but that belongs to time. But our inmost being is not created, is uncreated. This we are here to find out. At least this is how I've come today to this meeting. So I'm not telling you about the things of time and of change and promises. I speak only directly to that, of that. And I'm never speaking in its absence, because it is never absent. So this is why I can so be boldly throw everything away, because everything belongs to time. I don't do this cynically. It's not a curse, because in some way it is all this also. The momentary is also this also. The perishable is also this, but I called it just the shadows of this.
So what you're saying, stay in this awareness, not even stay, you are this awareness.
First I may say stay, because, why say stay? Because your identity is used to doing something. So then I have to give it somebody who says, you stay here. Because if I tell you, you are this, something goes, oh yeah, okay, I know it intellectually. But so I say, okay, stay. Then it gives you something to do. You stay until eventually you become acclimatized to this understanding. And then in that moment, you find that all your efforts have gone. You simply are this. Easy. If you put a mirror in front of a monkey, he's going to attack it. He's going to go, because he'll not see that he's looking at himself. We are also being put in front of each of us the mirror of complete understanding of truth and grace. But for a while we don't see. Why? Because you're not used to mirrors of this sort. You're used to shop windows. You want to look through to see what's on the other side. We're looking for otherness. You're looking for objects. You're looking for things. For a while we are not yet ready to look for ourselves. We have an assumption that ourself is just a person. And what you think you know, you never question anymore. It's as though it perishes in you. But what you don't know keeps you alive, alert. It's got a sort of a magicality about it. It's stimulating. But what you conclude, it just seems to go to sleep in you. So for a while, I say, yes, you have to look and keep staying as a self. Why? Because you keep going to somewhere else. You keep going to the senses. We go to the senses. We go to past. We go to memories. We go to projections, imagination. You see? When someone is strongly in that field of distractedness, it's very unlikely that we'll come into contact with each other. I mean, superficially, yes. But a real meeting seems more distant. When your orientation is more towards the thirst for truth, it is more likely that you will meet one with whom you can somehow resonate in this, marinate in this thing. You see. But in the beginning, there is some resistance, there's doubts. Doubts will play, resistance will play, judgments will come. Many people even coming to this place, in the beginning, a lot of resistance come. Doubts come, fears come. Excuses come that they've got to leave and things have happened at home, I've got to go. I said, no, you create that. Your mind is creating this because it feels threatened. I've said recently also, many people, we go to India now, they're waiting, you're going to come to India. I don't know if I'm going to go to India. I don't know. Because I don't make it up with the mind. Something gets released and I know. But I say, you know what? It's better here than India. It's more auspicious to come here in Portugal now than to go there. Because when you go there are lots of spiritual things to play with. Lots of things that become a kind of distraction. But here there's no distraction, or very little. And sometimes the mind finds it unbearable. It's too direct. This is why I say, for those to whom it come, you see, don't be waiting. Your auspiciousness is not at a later date. Mine will tell you. Sign up for the next retreat in 2014. Do this. And you think, yes, I've done a good thing. But if it is only a postponement of your present opportunity, then I say it's not good. When you come to satsang also, don't come with 2 or 3 questions. Come with 1 question. Look through your questions and find the one that is the most biting for you, the most risky, and then come with this question. Because even coming to the seat, you may find that your mind is hiding. I'm quite happy. Perhaps my highest teaching, if I can say that. I don't like to say I'm teaching anything. My highest teaching, forget about it. So what is he talking about? Just forget about all this stuff, because mostly it's coming from mind. Even many people really reading spiritual books, religious books and stuff, when they talk, it's all mind. What do you think about? I don't think about anything. But what do you believe? I don't believe anything. What are you saying? I'm not saying anything. But you're not saying anything. That's true. I can say that, but then they feel disappointed. What? I don't want to say these things flippantly. I have to say it in the right company. In a company that is mature enough, at least, to understand that in the highest respect to searching and seeking, I meet you in that place. Supposing I could take your mind off you, take it out. Got a little vacuum. Okay? I've done it. Okay? Now you can speak. Now I want to hear from you. Or at least if your sense of mind is there, you can ignore it. Taking it out or leaving it aside, same thing. Discovering what observes the mind also. That is the most direct, the most simple.
It's like I'm looking at you. It's all the same.
Yes. There's that which is aware of you looking at me. I am not arguing against any senses. The senses are fine. Everything for me is fine, actually. Just don't give them the label, that is the truth or something. You don't have to identify with anything in order to experience. In fact, without identifying with it, your experience is more true, more pure. Then your perceiving is a little bit like writing on water. You cannot read it 3 seconds later. Something's fresh. Who is fresh? Who can come without time, without telling a story? Yesterday and 2 years ago. I mean, who wants to hear these things? You are emptiness itself, actually. Why don't you admit it? Where can such a smell be coming from?
From you. It's true, it's true, it's true. I never met anyone like you, like who is true, who is truth itself. I never heard this.
That's a sad thing. There has to be more. Even coming out of this place, there's got to be you. You are going to share, and just even if you don't do with words, even your presence will emanate that truth. We put too much importance on words, but they have their part to play as well too. But even if you were dumb, even if you had no tongue, that light would shine from you. Thank you, my love.
Hello, Mooji.
Hello.
Somehow I'm here. Somehow I'm here. I don't know very well what I should say. Really, I do not have any questions for you. But I really felt for a while that I wanted to be here.
Yes.
In your presence.
Where have you come from?
At the moment I live in the Algarve.
The Algarve, okay.
Yes, I come from there.
Okay.
But I'm trying to come here for a while. So I leave that with you also.
Yes.
And I want to thank you so much for everything, for what you're pointing at, for the truth here and in Portugal and in the world. And that's it, I think. Thank you.
That's a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Yes, please come. Hi. Hello.
My question is, what to do with all this bliss? Because sometimes I'm holding back.
Yes.
You know, because it's a little fear. It's my mind. It's
You have a there's a fear that it could be from your mind, you mean?
yeah. The fear is from my mind.
Okay, the fear is from the mind. Yes.
And sometimes I feel it's too big to contain. So I'm holding back a little. My mind is like, "Ooh, what will other people think?" And
Yes.
sometimes I feel so. I can feel the happiness in myself. I want to run around naked and jump and like that. It's so big. I cannot do that.
Yeah. I wouldn't advise to do that just about anywhere, but a little bit of that here is okay. We are used to. There has to be a place. There should be a place in every country where you can freak out a little bit, in a good way, in a positive. We know people freak out with alcohol and drugs. I'm talking about with a natural high. And when they see one, the people would come and they want to sit near you and they want to touch your feet and to say, please put your hand on my head even. You see? Not, oh, wow, he's a bit strange, Like that. We should, there is a way, if we could fantasize a little bit, we would think like that. There must be some space where human beings, we can know that we are such a blessed species that the human being can awaken to themselves and exude such joy. Without any story, there's no story. Just undiluted joy. And the rest of humanity would just be so happy that, another of our species is completely, cracked open. My God, thank you. It opens a way for the rest of us, dear sons. You see? That look, another one has gone. Oh yeah, And aspiration just blossoms in the heart of people that, yes, a space is offered for that. But others, they couldn't wait. They said, well, we don't mind if they don't accept us. They just burst open anyway.
I have the judgment in myself as
The
well.
judgment, yes.
Yeah. Come on, get normal.
Yes.
Ease it down. And then another question pops up.
Yeah.
Like, what to do with the personnel?
With the person.
With the personnel.
The personal.
Yeah. The personal side of me.
I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I think you should give your bliss side a little space. And, even here, even now also, I don't mind. Isn't it? Yeah, because we see enough misery, With people walking around. So if someone is erupting in joy, we don't see enough. I think we're being cheated a little bit. Why we see enough trouble, but enough bliss we haven't seen. And those who are blissed have to hide and suppress their bliss because, it's just too embarrassing for the rest of us that anybody should be so happy. There's also quiet bliss also. But there's a time when something erupts, It just erupts. But do you really feel to take off your clothes and this? Because
Not at the moment.
Right, no. But I have felt that.
Back there I had a moment.
Yes. It's good if you have your own room. Because you can take off your clothes and you can shake and do okay. You can do something.
I will find out a practical way to do that.
No, I would not actually. It is totally fine. It is totally beautiful. Because if you try and now suppress this, you see, then you create some strain, some tension in yourself. You see. But then there is the cultured and the conditioned side of our nature, which is what you call the mind. That's saying, look, don't, what they will think and so on. And we give a little space to that as well too. It's kind of sensible to say, okay, but you cannot just spend yourself suffocating your joy. That itself sounds very unhealthy. You see? Even people, they suppress their anger. It's still also not healthy. Suppressing your joy also is not healthy. But with the people who have a lot of anger, then it's good if you find someone who can help you to sort of like to release it in a good way or something. But how can you release your joy in a bad way? I don't know. Just social norms maybe would get in the way. People just know why you have to take off your clothes. I don't know. Something wants to. What are you thinking now?
Oh, a lot. Well, it's kind of metaphorical also, and but what I'm thinking right now is sometimes it can also feel so lonely, like you are like you feel a bit like stranger in the world, and that puts me back into the personal.
Yes,
side
need
of
not
me.
do that. It need not do that, because also myself living in my town, you do feel. I didn't remember so much feeling alone. Alone a little bit before that. Aloneness was when I had no money and this type of thing, and like this. That state was there before. When I stopped teaching, and I was not someone for saving money, and so on. I had no money, and then there's a feeling of being alone there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the joy did not permit me to feel alone. The joy did not feel alone. Just there was no such thoughts about alone or with people or something. It was just so complete. Nothing lacking, you see. So I didn't feel like I needed the people, and just it was so complete. And I would also go about in my town, walk about in my town. Some interactions, some energetic interactions were happening, involuntarily and without any, as I said, no intention. And you do pick this up. You do. It's like something you have a sort of like a radar, some sensor that just you're aware of what's happening even behind you and so on. But not anything bad. It was just somehow always to do with this energy field. People would come up and just want to touch your body, but I'm sure they themselves may not be so conscious of what, it was just something, a movement was happening like that, playful. But at the same time, you are being somehow matured and refined at such a fast rate internally that there's no space for boredom, You're like someone, sometimes I saw one movie where someone was kind of sort of programmed, to learn another language or something. Just go into something and it like I thought, wow, yes. Why should it? Maybe one time it would be possible to do that. I don't know. But here it happened that somehow you are growing and refining your consciousness, is getting refined at such a high speed. Also, insights are just insights more than informational knowledge. Informational knowledge is not so attractive to a spiritually, heart. It's more insights. One insight is detonates internally, and it just bursts. Hundreds and hundreds of delusions get burnt like that. And so this type of thing will happen more. And there's not really so much. There's a time when you don't need to be around people also. Something doesn't want. Maybe a part of the mind feels, oh, I miss my friends, I like to go and see. But also they're not in the mood for you either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You embarrass them or something. You see? And not even by saying anything strange, just your presence alone, they feel uncomfortable. Because they cannot pinpoint they cannot predict you. You see? And then you're looking at them. So like this, you do feel naturally comfortable to be on your own quite often, and to sit. Sometimes you may find yourself sitting for hours, looking at a piece of tree or something. And this feels totally natural and comfortable and healthy and deliciously peaceful. A deepening peace, that seems to spread like yeast through your body. You see? And then a shower of bliss is there. So much bliss you cannot walk straight. You walk like you're drunk. You want to walk, you don't walk on the main roads, you walk on the back roads, because you don't want people to see you like that. They say, have you seen Tony Muyang recently? Stoned completely. So it's not stoned like that, okay? So it is quite, something is taken care in any state. Doesn't matter what is your orientation before, it is taken care of you in a way that is not necessarily fitting to social norms. And you have to keep saying yes to it. You don't have to, but you know it's the right thing, that you are surrendering only to something that you are so fortunate. You feel so grateful. You think you are the most fortunate being in the whole world. You are the most fortunate being in the whole world. That's how you feel, my God. What have I done for this joy to be here? What have I done for this peace? You see? You see? And then somehow quietly, that I, me is just thinning away. Like smoke in the wind. It's going. And what is left behind, you cannot say. But it is here. It is here. And to be in a space like this where nothing is strange. Nothing is so strange for us. You see. You have to be a little bit crazy to be free anyway. You have to have a little bit of madness. If you're too tight, too predictable, and then you have to suffer a little bit more. Get banged up a little bit, soften up from the inside. This is the madness that the world can do with. A madness saneness. Because there's a madness that comes from thinking too much. That's a different kind of madness. But this is a madness which has no mind. We don't have to call it madness. I don't know what you call it. Throw away your mind. Throw it away. When you throw it away, it still works somehow. You throw everything away and it's still there. And somehow it works all much better. Because when you say throw it away, actually what gets thrown away is you. The wrong you. The false you. The false self. Your true self you cannot throw away. Only the distortions, you see, of perception, that will somehow get thrown out. Happy to see you. Very good. Very good. time that we, in my town, no, I had a feeling that we should have a place that people could go. I'd call it the scream room, you know, because people are so uptight, you know, and they can't express, you know. They want to fight everybody. So you have a scream room, soundproof, and you just go and just scream your pants off, basically. And then come back out and go to work or whatever it is like this. Huh? And then on the other side, you could have the joy room also. So those people who are too happy for society, okay, they could just go and just be happy. And then they will also come out and go off to be normal again. Who didn't think of these things? Somebody who have some innovative, some entrepreneur must think of these things, isn't it? Yes. Maybe we'll work on it somehow. In Allentown, just why we came here, to have all this space. You know. I don't think the eucalyptus trees will complain too much. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Come. Yeah. Huh? Very good, very great, very great. Very good. Wonderful. Very good, very great. Very good.
I'm in fire
Yeah.
to make this question,
Oh, okay.
but maybe just nervous.
Nervous is okay.
How can we maintain the fire, the burn, when felt?
How can you maintain this fire? This is not that is not the question for the wood to ask. Because this fire is going to, you may say, leave nothing unburnt. This must be a more better thing to say. Not to maintain. You don't need to maintain this fire. This fire is not like other fires. It's burning all that is untrue. Sometimes myself I would say, step into this fire of self-realization, and that this fire will not burn you. It will burn what you are not. And somehow to be in this fire itself it's a joy even. In the beginning, oh, and then actually you think, oh my gosh, it's like it's good. It is good to be in this fire. It is good to be in this fire. It's something just like you have flu. I've just been saying like this. Example is having you in a state of flu. When you have the flu, then everything, if you have the flu for 2 weeks, everything you do happens in the flu state. If you're thirsty, it's the flu state. You drink. If you're tired, it's still in the flu state. When you're sending your emails, you're on Facebook, you're still in the flu state. Having a bath in the flu state. Go to bed in the flu state. You're dreaming in the flu state. Everything's a flu state. Your life become like that in the spirit state. Everything has as your mind, what is burning is that part which is posing as just being object. You have to go beyond object. You're moving into your own subjectivity. You're moving from a material nature to spiritual nature. From person to presence. Coming into the state of presence. So the attachments is being burnt. The things themselves, life, it doesn't need to burn. It only change, doesn't have to burn. But what is being burnt is the attachments to them, the false notion, which is not needed. They only slow us down. So some burning, and this grace that is the fire, is burning all that is not true. And then behind this is a much clearer space, a lighter space, a more joyful space. You see? And that joy it's emitting from you, exuding from your presence, like that. This fire is delicious fire.
May I say, it's not this fire I'm feeling now.
Yeah.
It was the fire I felt after coming here during the night, and the daily basis was kind of like a rain, and the fire starts to shrink. And it was a love burn fire during the night.
Yes.
And then the daily basis starts to...
Daily life,
Yeah.
it's kind
And
of, yes,
so
yes.
how can we maintain it?
Yes, yes.
Because I felt I was floating in the air the next day, but then everything get normal again.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Well, it's good then if it leaves inside you an urge, a hunger for this. Because your being knows this fire very well. Your being knows what it is, what it means. And you're already enjoying the fruits of this fire, which is greater space, a deeper sense of love, and just, like you say, you're floating, isn't it? You're floating in the ocean of your own being is something so beautiful, isn't it? So of course something says, I don't want to go back to that old regime of thinking and, left, right, left, right, left, right. No, we don't want this now. Something has to be is much more free than this, you see. Mm. So the urge is born in you, and that urge will stir this fire for as long as it needs to burn. You see, then it leaves behind something when all that needs to be burned is burnt. Something else is here, something very pure, light. It's a good fortune to have a fire like that. It's a good fortune, because the fire also is greater than sadhana. Sadhana means spiritual practice. The fire itself is more grace than practice. It's like grace picks you up, and takes care of you, starts to arrange your affairs for you also. Yeah. Sometimes I say, God is my secretary now. Arrange all your meetings, everything. You don't have to worry anything. It's just unfolding. You're just discovering. He says, yes, 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 thank you, yes, yes, thank you, yes, please, thank you, yes. So I say this is very good fortune. Very good fortune. And that it must be like this so that human beings also can see what is possible for a human being. Why the sages, the saints were so important. So that their lives became the evidence of truth, became a testimony of truth, even if they did not teach. Because you cannot deny the presence of that. You see. Because it's not about opinion. It's not to ask your opinion. The sages were not telling you, well, I think, I believe. No, they don't speak like that. When they speak, it carries an authority about it that comes from here, not from the present, not from the past. You are like that also. You are not past. You're not future. You're beyond even time. This is the great discovery. Then you are beyond time, still enjoying time.
In fact, when I was thinking in the question, you answered somehow when you were talking to the other dear guy,
Yes.
and you said, "Throw away your mind."
Yes, yeah.
So to maintain the fire,
Yeah,
maybe.
Yes. Throw away mind is always good. Any time of the day is good. Throw it away. You see? Because what is good of mind will stay. Practical things you need. Even the sages, they have mind, they work with mind, of course. They have no fear of it, because they burned the mind factory, which is the ego. So they can use the mind. It's not really an obstacle anymore. But to say, yeah, throw it away, forget about it. I mean, don't give so much importance to figuring life out. You cannot figure life out. You don't need to figure life out. Just fall in love with the self. It is like God say, you can bring all the wisest, all the most learned people to try and figure me out, and you'll never find me. But if you love me, I'm all yours. You see? Like this it's going. Don't try and figure it out. There's nothing to figure out. Yeah. But if you simply say yes inside, then you'll just come to know. You come to know, not create. Mm. That's good. Very good. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. see if I can finish now with some little thing, if I can find something and thing here. Okay, why not? Why not? This is from the Avadhuta Gita. I told you recently we had over at Christmas time, we had a thing to here. Everybody bought a present, and then somehow you had to take a name and you made a present for this one. But I remembered it brought to my mind many years ago in 1993, sitting at my master's feet, and we had Christmas Day, and everyone had to bring a present, but with no name. And so on Christmas Day, we had these big bags full of presents, and I was one of the people giving the presents out. So the people are there, we're past just taking like this, to just take, you take, no? And everyone is taking and going away, taking, going away. And then I pick one thing up and nobody wanted. Nobody wanted because it was clear that it was a book and there was no book. So, okay, I put like this. Okay, I'll take. Okay, well, you take. Everything is gone. And then when I went home, I sat down. Nice. I opened the present. And I look. It was the Avadhuta Gita. Until this time, I had not heard of this Gita, because in India, almost everyone has heard of the Bhagavad Gita. And that's the only one I'd heard about. Now I found the Avadhuta Gita. This is it. It's not the identical copy, it was another translation. Then later I was to found the Ashtavakra Gita. Then finally I came to the Ribhu Gita. We have some of them here. So I am just reading. As you've seen, I just flick to a page, I open a page like this. Because a Gita is not really so much like a teaching. So you can just dip into it. And that's my way with books, I dip into them like that. The Master is not teaching anything here. Just out of their joy, they're uttering some things, and others write them down. You see? Hear what he has to say here. In me, he says, ignorance and knowledge never arise. I never allow myself to experience these states. How then can I speak of not knowing or knowing? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya for me. Maya means delusion. I am not bound to righteousness. I am not bound to sin. I am not bound to bondage, nor to liberation. Neither of these affect me at all. My nature is freedom. There is no Maya for me. Inferior and superior, they have no meaning to me. I have no enemies, nor have I any friends. How then can I speak of the good or the evil? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya for me. I am not the worshipper nor the object of worship. I give no words of instructions, nor do I perform any action. My nature is consciousness. How then could I even speak? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya for me. Truly, I am neither a perceiver nor an object of perception. I am not a cause, nor am I an effect. How then shall I say that I am the knower or the known? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya for me. I have no body, nor am I without bodies. I have neither intellect, nor mind, nor senses. How then can I speak of attraction or repulsion? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya for me. How are you to hear these words? Hear them as though you are speaking them. Hear them as though they came out of your own heart. Like that. So you did not create them. Okay, thank you everyone. Oh. Will we have somebody to sing today, or what? We have. Oh, you're coming. Oops.
Ananda Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ananda Govinda, Ananda Gopala Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna 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 Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ananda Govinda, Ananda Gopala Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna 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 Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ananda Govinda, Ananda Gopala Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna 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 Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ananda Govinda, Ananda Gopala Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Ananda Krishna 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 Radhe 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 Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ananda Govinda Ananda Gopala Krishna Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna 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 Radhe 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 Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ananda Govinda Ananda Gopala Krishna Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna 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 Radhe 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 Krishna Krishna Ananda Krishna Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mm.
My mom is watching. May I say hello?
Mommy's watching.
Mom.
Mom. Very good. Wonderful. Very good. Thank you. May what we have shared like today, if it somehow resonates inside your hearts, wherever you might be, whether you're here or sitting outside or in another part of the world, doesn't make any difference, because the pure self is distanceless. But if it resonates inside your heart, even though your mind may not understand it in the details, then it is encouraged that you, if you have the sense that this is the light that is guiding you home, welcome it. Say yes, take me home. And for all those who have this inner plea or prayer, so may it be fulfilled for you. That as from this day, a brighter sense of being, the power of the light of truth, continue to shine in your life, to radiate from your own presence. And that all the beings who are close to you will themselves be touched by that light. That you might know peace and real joy in this life. And win freedom in this life. Because nothing is greater than that, at least in my opinion of looking. Because no worldly, no earthly achievement is eternal. But your own self is eternal. But to awaken to this consciously, this is possible. Throughout all ages, there have been beings who have come to share this and to bring in front of us this reminding of what we only imagine we have forgotten or become separate from, and to stir this remembering inside, this timeless voice, that your soul knows it, and don't postpone. And this is the opportunity, is just as alive now. As I've been saying, for thousands of years, human beings have been coming together, sometimes in very small groups, in big groups, to look into this question as to our origin, who we are, where we come from, what are we here for, what is our highest purpose here. And many of them found answers to their questions. They found peace and joy, everlasting life even. But their bodies are no more here. This planet can only take a certain number at each time. The traffic must move on. And now it's our turn now. We're here. We are now the fresh wave of humankind, in search of the same timeless seeking. Use your chance well. Yes. Okay, thank you. Namah Shivaya.